Hi, and welcome to Inspired Messages. It's Sue here, Astrologer Sue, and I'm here with the astrology for November. October was quite a month, wasn't it, for the world? It was quite a month for me as well. Had a lot of personal things going on. So yeah, it's been a tough old month. A lot of strife and fighting, and people in some areas of the world being left to their own devices without any help from their government. So yeah, it's been tough watching what's been going on, and there have actually been more floods. As expected, which is still happening in parts of Europe, in Spain. So yeah, it continues. So we've got all these transits going on, and everything is in a state of flux. Everything is kind of up and down, isn't it? So in last month's new moon chart, the new moon and Lilith are making a square to Mars, and I suggested people standing up for freedom and sovereignty. We just had a massive protest in London for Tommy Robinson, and I'm including a video link to last Saturday's march. As I said, it was very, very well attended, and I did see Andrew Bridgen being interviewed. So yeah, I think it was a really good event, and people were very calm, and that's what we've got to be. We've got to stay focused. We've got to stay calm. So that was good, really, really good to see. So November the 1st today. So we start the month today with a very powerful new moon in the sign of Scorpio. So the chart is, I've set it for London, even though I'm not there. But obviously I've always done that, so I'm not going to change it. And the chart's set for 1247. And traditionally, Scorpio is about, the end of things. It's always, the end of the summer, and the sun is dying out. We're not going, we've changed the clock. So it's about death, but it's also about rebirth, and it's also about transformation. So the Scorpio energy is water, but it's fixed, and it's very, very strong energy. So if you're a Scorpio, or you've got Scorpio moon, or Scorpio as your ascendant, you'll know what I mean about that. So it's a very tenacious and intense energy, and it doesn't give in. And we also have in the chart Mars, the god of war and the old ruler of Scorpio. Before Pluto was discovered, Mars was the old ruler of Scorpio, and the new ruler is Pluto. So we have Mars opposite Pluto in this chart. Obviously, that's quite a heavy energy, as I say, it is about the endings, and but it's also about transformation. So it's very, very strong. Now that transit is going to be around on and off for a few months, as Mars will go retrograde, which means it goes backwards, and it will come back to the opposition to Pluto. So it's not going away. And if you ever have a transit, a Pluto transit yourself, it does last a couple of years. And so, because Pluto moves so slowly, and in this case, we've got the Mars, which doesn't, moves relatively quickly, is going to go backwards and come back to the opposition to Pluto. So it is a heavy transit. And we know there are wars everywhere around the world. And we're not sure exactly what's going to happen, but it's like we're all waiting for something big to happen. And we can feel the energy particularly if you're a water sign, but I'm not a water sign, but I have 3 planets in the Scorpio house, so I do feel that energy. And there are more than one way to tell if you have that intuition, that gut feeling, which we all need to listen to, and some people have it stronger than others. But anyway, having said all that, we can use the energy of Mars opposite Pluto to transform something in our own lives. It gives us a lot of power to do something good and positive, and we have to think about positive timeline that we want to be on. Individually, that's really, really important. And I'm actually putting a short video, very short, from RJ Spinner, who is suggesting a group meditation on the 3rd of November, which is Sunday, which will cover the positive timeline we all wish to be on. And it's at 10 a.m. Central Time, which, if I've worked it out correctly, will be 3 p.m. in London on Sunday afternoon. So if you know about meditation, there's been lots of people taking note when there's massive group meditations and really good things happen. So we know how effective group meditation can be. So if you can join in, it would be great. And also, I know there are lots of other people doing these kind of meditations as well, which is brilliant. And as I say, the more we can put out the positive energy of what we want, that's what we're going to get. We do get what we focus on. So we need to be focusing on our new world, a new positive world. And obviously, I've got the affirmation at the end, which is good to say. And if you can do meditations as well, and if you can envisage the kind of world that you want, which is obviously about love and peace, and having a world of plenty, then that will be great. So also, we have a grand trine in the new moon chart, and that grand trine, that's 3 planets in the triangle, includes Neptune, Mercury, and Mars. I'll come back to that in a second. But because I just want to say something about this new moon in Scorpio. It's actually obviously a new moon. It's the time to make your goals for the next 28 days. And you need to do that if you can today or tonight. Whenever you can, because a new moon will last 2.5 days. So, but obviously, the nearer you do it to the first, the stronger the energy will be. This new moon is in Scorpio, it has a slightly different slant to it, because Scorpio represents, as I said, the end of things and transformation. So, what do you want to transform, and what in your life is best left behind? It's almost like you have to remove something to give you the room to put something new in. So the new moon is also trine Saturn, which enables you to structure something worthwhile and something that will last and stand the test of time. But the fact that this new moon is in Scorpio means you have to let something go. Also, in this new moon chart, we have Mercury in opposition to Uranus. So Mercury's about communication. Uranus it's the awakener, but it's also the planet of surprises, sudden things happening. So this can bring more information that surprises everybody to the masses and personally. It can, bring erratic thinking. It can also bring mistakes, as we don't give enough time to look at the facts and analyse the situation. So watch out for that. So this transit will be around for a few days and will be exact on the 3rd of November. So on Sunday, it will have more energy, but it's still affecting us in this new moon chart. Mercury actually is in a good aspect to Pluto, Neptune, and Mars, which is good news. It is opposite the Uranus, but it's also in a really good aspect to Neptune and Pluto and Mars. So Pluto will help with research and going deep into situations. Good for counselling, good for getting to the bottom of things, good for unearthing secrets. So think about that. And Mars will give us the energy to do it. And Neptune links with the spiritual side of life and helps us with connecting spiritually with others, including meditation and empathy, linked to sensitive subjects and situations. So again, this Mercury in good aspect to these three planets is really good for that meditation, group meditation on Sunday. And we have a grand trine between, I mentioned it, between Mercury, Mars, and Neptune, all in water signs. So a grand trine indicates that the planets which form the trine help each other and generally make things easier. So, as a connection to Neptune again, I'm also putting a link to a short video from Greg Braden, who is speaking about our divinity and how important it is to recognize this side of us. You know, we're not just flesh and blood. We've got a spirit, basically, and we've got attributes that have been dumbed down. So that's kind of what the video's about. It's not very long at all, but I think it is pertinent, particularly around this new moon. So a bit more on the grand trine. Mercury in Scorpio wants to talk about serious matters. So Mercury in Scorpio is kind of it's not it doesn't want to it doesn't want to talk about silly things. It wants to go deep and I'm very sorry. I've got my granddaughter just appeared. I have to tell her to go away. Just I knew they'd come when I tried to do this. Come back in 10 minutes. No, half an hour. Come back, okay? Bless them. They love to come and see me, and that's great. But I kind of locked the front door, but she can see me through the windows. So anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so uh, the grand trine, Mercury in Scorpio wants to talk about serious matters. Mars will push the energy through, and Neptune may be involved in a spiritual way as communications can surface about the people who are having a tough time, and there could be ideas and discussions on how to help the less fortunate. I know there are lots of groups that are set up, are doing amazing work around the world. So I think this kind of ties in with that. But again, you know, the spiritual side of our life cannot be ignored as, you know, we are in a spiritual war. So we need to use the new moon energy to connect to the higher realms, meditate, listen to your inner voice. And I've also put a link to a video on the solfeggio healing frequencies because that's very Neptunian as well and Mercury. And you actually can get an app to play these frequencies on your phone, which is what I have done. So that's kind of useful. You can play the frequencies to yourself. So that's the new moon. So the full moon is on the 15th of November, set for London at 24 degrees of Taurus, and it will be at 21:28. And the moon is conjunct Uranus. So we can expect, and opposite the sun, obviously. So we can expect radical change, which is actually what's going on around the world. We are seeing our old world end and a new world is being born. But giving birth is not easy, and we will experience labour pains, which is what's happening. But we must see our new world in a positive light. With Uranus, we can expect innovative new ways of living and being. Now, Uranus rules astrology. It rules the unusual, but it also rules technology. So, we are going to have technology and a new technology like AI. It's not going anywhere, and we have to see that it's for the good of mankind, that it will be used, um, to help us, not to hinder us. Okay. I mean, it just depends whose hands the button is in, doesn't it? But Uranus is also about community. So I think we'll be more community based, and we'll be able to help the people in our community. And that's all really good. Uranus actually and the moon, this together, are actually sextile Neptune, and that brings in a generational energy which will work outside of the normal government channels. I think that's quite important to say. So, any children being born now are going to have that in their chart. Okay. And so the new influx of souls that are coming in are going to be helping, in the foreseeable future. So we also have Uranus, the Uranus and the Moon trining Pluto, which is about transforming society. And this generation, which is the same, they're probably all going to have both of these in their chart, is full of ideals for a better society. And they will accept social change, and they'll work to bring it all about, and they will fight against injustice too. So, talking about injustice, I've talked about Lilith in the past, and Lilith is trying the full moon and Uranus, and she fights for injustice and the underdog. And Ceres, who represents grain and harvest and farming, is sextile the sun in this full moon chart, which is also positive, as it means there will be people finding innovative ways to grow better, healthier food. So even if we're hearing these stories of what they're trying to do to our food, it's not going to happen. So don't go into fear. Stay in a positive vibe. See your future as positive in all its glory. So we have a mystic rectangle between Jupiter, the planet of expansion, philosophy, the higher mind, and beliefs, and Chiron, planet of wounds and healing, and Mercury, the planet of communication, and Black Moon Lilith, who I've said before stands up for justice. So we couldn't have a better configuration to help us at this time in history. So you might be asking, what's the mystic rectangle? So the significance of the mystic rectangle in astrology, it cannot be overstated. It is a configuration that holds the promise of balance, integration, and self-actualization, and it offers a unique opportunity, personal growth, and spiritual evolution. So for me, well, this full moon chart is very, very positive, although I have to say it's going to be on my sun. My sun is 23 Taurus, and the full moon is 24. And Uranus is going to be there, the moon's going to be there. So I don't know, watch this space. Now, anyway, to the rest of the month. So obviously we've got the Scorpio new moon today. So you can start new transformations, you can do research, you can empower yourself, you can feel strong, and you can do your new moon wishes, realizing that you may have to let something go that's not actually serving you. So don't hang on to something that you know is not right for you. On the 2nd, Mercury in Scorpio is going to sextile Pluto. in the Capricorn. So the sextile's nice, and obviously Pluto is really good about going deep. So this is really about finding out information, researching about something you need to know more about. And you can really keep digging and get to the core of the situation on the second. And Mercury is trying Mars as well. Mental energy can be high, and you can get excited by your ideas, and you need to take action with one of them and make it, work for you. Okay, so Mercury is also going to enter Sagittarius, and this can bring big ideas, optimism, and a kind of larger than life attitude. You can focus on expanding in new ways, uh, but you may be stalled on taking action until till late December. So you need to work on your plans now. So make it all part of your new moon wishes. So the third, Mars is opposite the Pluto in Capricorn. So on a personal level, it could be that somebody picks a fight with you and you get dragged into drama that you don't need. So again, try and work on positive transformations, because I think it's important that we use that very strong energy to move us forward, um, personally, and hopefully it will work globally as well. So also on the third, Mars enters Leo, but it won't stay there because it's going to go retrograde. But it enters Leo, and it's going to bring creative energy, because Leo is about creative things. But also, I find Mars, being energetic, it will want to do something, and it will want to have fun. It will want to have romance, because Leo's all about fun and romance and creativity. And you can connect to your heart as well, because Leo rules the heart. And this can help you to manage some of the, exuberant energy that you might find when Mars is in Leo. Because Mars obviously is fire, and Leo is fire. So also Venus is opposite Jupiter in Gemini. So you could be considered, I mean, it's the same day, so we don't know what's going to happen, but this is the chance where you don't want to do much. But it might be that you can use that to take a break because you're overdoing it with the Mars entering Leo. Who knows? But you need to maybe make sure you have enough, breaks, tea breaks or whatever, and 10 minutes out in the nature and things like that. So on the 4th, the Sun is going to trine Saturn. So Sun trine Saturn is going to help you put stuff together. Okay, so you can be more disciplined, more productive, focus on what you want to achieve, just use that energy to start putting your, things together that you want in the next 28 days. On the 5th, Venus will be opposite Jupiter and square Saturn, so we may be excessive when it comes to love, because Venus rules love, relationships, also rules money and relationships. But the Saturn will help control the situation. You have to watch that things don't get out of hand. Obviously, the 5th is the US election, so try to stay calm and focused. And also on the 5th, Mars will go. Well, it will on the 5th. It will be in Leo, and it will actually go retrograde on the 6th of December to February the 24th, and Mars will move back into Cancer on the 7th of January. So Venus is squaring on the 9th. This is on the 9th. Let me just get my chart up so I can see it. Venus is square Neptune in Pisces on the 9th. So we can maybe be compassionate, supportive, understanding, because it's Neptune. You can help maybe feel closer to other people because it's Venus. But do keep in mind healthy boundaries. Be careful you're not being taken advantage of. On the 11th, Venus enters Capricorn, and that can make you, you know, more traditional when it comes to love, more responsibility. You might meet somebody who's older, if you're looking for somebody. You can take, commitment more seriously. Uh, and it's with the Saturn squaring Venus and Jupiter is back again. So you need to watch out that this can be another day when you overeat, overspend, and overdo it in general. You have to be careful because with Jupiter in the mix, Venus rules sugar. So you just want to satisfy your sweet tooth, and then you regret it. You might, drink too much or something. Anyway, just watch it on the 11th. As I say, Venus enters Capricorn, and the Saturn square Venus and Jupiter is back. So watch out that you don't overdo it with things. And on the 12th, Mercury is going to be square to Saturn. So obviously Mercury is about your intellect, your mind. So, and Saturn it's a square, so it's a bit of a challenge. So you might find that you can't do anything, you can't settle to anything, or you feel mentally stuck, and you need to give your mind a break. So you need to focus on something else that can get you unstuck, if that's possible. And then on the 15th, we've got the Taurus full moon, which I've mentioned now. Taurus, obviously, you can feel insecure. You can be worried about things. You can worried about money, and you maybe need to improve your confidence. I don't know, but you need to slow down, maybe connect with the moment and take your time on the full moon. As I say, I mentioned all about the full moon earlier. So also on the 15th, Saturn has been retrograde, goes direct again. So that can open up options for you over the coming months. You feel less limited and start to, be able to do more or put the plans that you had. It should move forward. You should be able to move forward. And then on the 16th, the Sun is opposite Uranus, because we've got this in the full moon chart. It's in the full moon chart and it's there on the 16th. So you could feel restless because we're talking about Uranus. And you need. I think if if you're doing anything like driving anywhere, you need to make sure that you're not driving without thinking. You need, if you're backing out of somewhere, look, take a double, be extra careful, basically. When the sun's opposite Uranus. Um, yeah. Um, if you do feel restless, I think you need to do something nice for yourself, like book yourself a massage or something. Anyway, on the 18th, Mercury is going to be opposite Jupiter. This can be a challenge because Jupiter's, always wants the big picture. So, it's about being realistic, and, you know, giving your mind a break again, because this is Mercury again, opposite Jupiter. So yeah, watch that. And then the Sun is trining Neptune in Pisces on the 18th as well. And obviously this is a trine, so this is really good for spiritual things, good for meditation, doing calming down, being in nature, watching a nice film, reading a nice book, all that kind of thing. You yourself, you know, could, you could find that it's nice to be with people, and it's a good time to be flexible and go with the flow, because this is a trine. Okay, so maybe do something spiritual, maybe do some writing, maybe listen to music. On the 19th, Pluto enters Aquarius, and it will not be going back into Capricorn again. So it finally moves into Aquarius to stay for almost 20 years. And, it's going to be a very, very different energy. Um, you know, Capricorn was all about, um, government and institutions and banks and this and that and the other. This is very, very different energy. It's obviously the ruler of Aquarius is Uranus, so we will expect to see flying cars over the next 20 years. We're going to see a lot of new innovation, things that we could not have foreseen. We're going to have a lot of things happen that will be good for us. So this is about focusing on your future, what you hope for, your dreams, and it's going to be a good time. We're going to have a new world, which will be much better for us. So we will feel the energy. It's already been in Aquarius a few times. So now it's going in for good. We will never see it again in our lifetime because Pluto moves so slowly, and it won't be here for over 200 years. It won't be in Capricorn. So who knows what will be happening then? So on the 21st, the Sun leaves Scorpio and goes into Sagittarius. So that's a much lighter energy, much brighter, and it kicks off the Sagittarius season. And this is usually a time to be, upbeat, gregarious, expansive. It's a fire sign. They're very supportive. If you've got any Sagittarius friends, they're very supportive with those, their friends and the people they come into contact. They love to be with people and usually have lots to say, and they're always searching for the truth and the higher meaning of things. And they make good teachers and are always learning something to broaden their own minds. Anyway, happy birthday, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoy your month. And I've got a couple of grandkids of a Sagittarius here, so we're going to have a couple of birthdays, so that'll be nice. So also on the 21st, when the Sun enters Sag, the Sun will sextile Pluto. So this is a kind of a nice, it's a sextile, and so it's quite upbeat. Your strength. It's going to give you strength to help you get through anything. It can empower you, and it should be quite a good day, the 21st, I think, because you've got this transit and the upbeat of the Sagittarius energy. So on the 22nd, Venus is in Capricorn and is sextiling Saturn, the ruler. Okay, so this is a sextile. So there's going to be like, if you're in a relationship, you're going to feel like committing. and partnerships and things like that will work really, really well. It'll just work, whoever you're with in a relationship way, whether it be work or children or a love relationship, it should be a really good day. So maybe, it would be nice to go and do something if you're, with your partner on the 22nd. Okay, on the 25th, Mercury is going to go retrograde in Sagittarius, and well, maybe, when it goes backwards, I always say, people always moan and say, oh, it affects all my equipment and everything, and it does sometimes. Sometimes it does. I don't find that it happens every time, but I like to use Mercury retrograde for reflecting on things. So I would suggest that uh, you try to work with what you've got and, um, you know, think about, do I really want this? Does this really serve me? And you might want more space because it's Mercury's in Sag. That's what Sagittarius wants, lots of space. There could be a feeling of being frustrated, maybe, but don't let it get to you. Just use this time to chill. And on the 27th, the Sun is going to try Mars. And, we end the month with that. So it's a positive transit, it's a trine. Sun is trining Mars, gives you lots of energy because the Sun's in Sag, which is fire, and the Mars is in Leo, which is fire. So the Sun trine Mars is, your energy will be high, and you can use this to take the initiative with something you want to get started. So be smart with your actions, and it's a good transit to end November on. So the affirmation, hand on heart, I have everything I want for a perfect life. Great health, career, love, wonderful friends and family. I have everything I want for a perfect life. Great health, career, love, wonderful friends and family. Keep saying that every day. Try and do the meditation. If you can't join in RJ Spinner, try and do your own meditations on how you want your life to be, especially on the new moon today. And, just keep doing it. Just keep putting it out there. Which timeline are you on? Are you on the positive one? Because I am. I'm on the positive one. And there are millions of people around the world who are also on this timeline. So we all need to be thinking the same thing. Anyway, have a great November. I'll be interested to see what happens in the US election. I think it's going to be a bit of a fiery one, but it's been fiery. The whole year's been kind of very fiery. I think we are in interesting times. We're obviously meant to be here. Yeah, have a good month. If you want me, you know where I am, Sue, uh, Astrologer Sue Fletcher on Facebook, and astrologysue.com is my website. You can always contact me, and the links are under this video anyway. And yeah, just have a great month, and I will see you in December. Bye for now. Bye bye.